good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Well, it's Sunday, late evening. Welcome to Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That's me. How's it going, y'all? Hopefully, it is going as well as it can be on this Sunday evening. I hope that everyone got a bit of rest this weekend and that you are all ready and anxiously awaiting your uh, Monday morning, and it gets off to a fabulous start. With that being said, you guys, I wanted to come on with a little bit of an impromptu this evening because there's a few things that I've been kind of tossing around in my head, and I think that it would make a nice little show, kind of a short show, but I think that it would make a nice little show. And what I decided to do is, what would you do? And these are some things, granted, that they may just be pet peeves of mine. I don't know. But I'm coming on, I'm being honest, I'm being truthful, and I'm asking, hey, what would you do in any of these instances that I'm going to talk about? With that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Again, welcome to all of my wonderful subscribers, and welcome to any of my new subscribers or my new listeners. Please don't forget to smack that thumbs up button and definitely comment um, down below in the comment section to some of the questions that I'm going to ask tonight. With that being said, I'm going to get right into it. I don't really have a big, fantastic monologue because I'm not really talking about any per se current events right now this evening. I'm going to save all that stuff for my usual Wednesday night broadcast. Don't forget, you are listening to Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG, and that's me. Don't forget to go over to my vlog anytime you get ready. It is hosted at www.unapologetic-time with pg.com. Well, I've done the house cleaning now, and we're going to move right into the topic for discussion. What would you do? Um, Boys and girls, guys and gals, there's a few things, like I said, these may just be pet peeves of mine. I don't know, but I want to know, what would you do? Because certainly it's kind of disturbing to me, and I'm not quite sure on a few of them how I should approach these instances or these occurrences. Um, of course, I'm never at a loss for words. As you know, I'm PG. I got a lot to say. I also know when to hold them and when to fold them. But with some of the silliness moving on, really and truly, some of this is a little bit, I don't know. Let's just see. Let's play it by ear. The first thing that I want to ask, what would you do, is I'm going to give you the scenario, and everything that I'm asking, what would you do or how would you handle it, has happened to me in the last 90 days. The first one that kind of really got under my skin was, I was sitting in a very popular little establishment, and it is a chain restaurant all around, I guess, in the South. I'm not really sure, but I know that there are numerous of them here in Georgia, and even when I go home, when I have to pass through the great state of Alabama, Mississippi, on into Louisiana, my home state, I've seen them, and I have actually stopped and have had supper or lunch or even breakfast. And I'm gonna call them out. I'm not afraid, and I'm not ashamed to call their asses out because, like I said, excuse me, y'all. Um, this is something that has happened to me just recent, and that is at one of the Cracker Barrel old country store, or you can call it the Cracker Barrel restaurants here in the township that I live in here in Georgia. I was sitting at my table enjoying my dinner or early supper, shall we say, and this particular waiter is a decent guy, seems to be. I'm not going to say, that he is, you know, nasty or anything of that nature. He has a really good personality and he tries to do his very best to please his customers. And on this particular occasion, I saw that I asked, did he have any vacant tables? And he said, yes. Well, the hostess at the host stand said yes. And I said, oh, great. Set me at his, in his section. So he came over and, he was like, oh, hey, how are you doing? I'm so happy to see you. Thanks for sitting with me today. Da, 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 da. And I was like, yeah, the blase. So anyway, I give him my drink order. He comes back, and I then gave him my order for my supper, my food. He puts that in and he comes back to check on me in between, the kitchen preparing the food. And, he says, hey, are you still good? You need anything? I'm like, no, I'm good. Thanks for asking. All right. So then he comes with the food about 5 or 6 minutes later. It wasn't taking that long that particular evening because I think he had said their rush had just ended and they had kind of gotten a little bit of a break to kind of catch up and catch some wind. So I was kind of glad to hear that the kitchen wasn't stalled out and I would have had to wait an extra long time for the food. But anyway, he dropped off the food. Everything was hot. Everything looked okay, just as I had ordered it and all. And so I was sitting there eating. And of course, this particular time I was eating by myself, which is quite often. I'm eating alone or whatever. And it's kind of like no big deal, but I love myself. I love me. And a lot of times I wish that I would have company to go out and, eat with, but sometimes, all the time that does not happen. So, I have to go ahead and do what you got to do. I take myself out, I get me a little bite to eat, at least I'm out and about and I'm amongst people. I may not necessarily know them, but I am out and I'm being sociable and I've, taken a hot shower, cleaned myself up, got, dressed, put on some jeans or pants or sweats and a shirt and sneakers and just going out for the afternoon, evening. Anyway, so he comes back to check on me this particular time. And I said, oh, can I have some extra napkins? So he said, yeah, sure. So I think he probably forgot about the napkins because I guess about a good 8-10 minutes had passed. And I really was out. I only had like that one napkin. And the drink glass was really, I guess, sweating a lot. And I was, wiping it. And I don't like it, when I go up to my mouth to drink out of it, it's dripping all on my shirt as far as the condensation. So anyway, when I saw him again, the table to the right of me had gotten up and he was over about to clean that table. And I said, hey, excuse me. I said, can you do me a favor and bring me those napkins? He says, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So he reaches he reaches over on the table and there was this kind of a small stack of napkins. And so he plops them down on my table. I'm like, what the hell is that? And he was like, you wanted some napkins, right? And I said, certainly do, but I certainly don't want somebody else's damn napkins off of their table. And he was like, oh, well, we have to recycle the napkins and shit, the napkins and stuff all the time. And I says, well, you're not going to recycle them with me. And to my knowledge of it at that particular time, no, you're not going to do it because I don't know what you guys do, but every time I ask for some extra napkins or whatever, it's not to hoard them or take them home or anything of that nature. I have oodles and oodles of paper towels in my closet that are unopened. In fact, I can use paper towels just like they're going out of style because I catch them on bargains and bargain prices and what have you. And for the low. So I stack up when I can and where I can. But anyway, for my convenience. But anyway, I'm gonna make a long story short. He says, "Yeah, we have to recycle the napkins." I said, "So, ooh, so you're telling me you take napkins off a table that perhaps someone has um sneezed in their hand, put their hands on the napkin, decided to not wipe their mouth or whatever, but still touch the napkins or whatever. Um, a baby has, somebody has wiped their nose or whatever that was perhaps running on the back of their hand, anything, and then you're gonna pass these napkins out to somebody else. Ooh, I find that really fucking gross." So he was like, "Yeah." So he kind of like laughed it off and thought like it was no big deal. Well, I fucking it was a big deal to me, because what I do is when I ask for extra napkins and I don't use a couple of the extra napkins and I'm about to leave, I take the fucking napkins with me. I ball the motherfuckers up and I throw them in the trash can on the way out, or I wait until I get in my truck. Or if there's a trash can on the outside of the building, I wad them up and I throw them in the damn trash can. Every now and again, I will place napkins in my truck or whatever on the side pocket or whatever. That way, if there's a spill or something, or I need a napkin to quickly wipe my hands or something or whatever, I'll have it. But I mean, what would y'all do? um, have you even given that any thought, folks? I mean, at all? What people do with the napkins after the customers leave and then new customers come? Do they get these damn napkins? And I'm not talking about a restaurant that necessarily has the napkins already on the table. Because I'm gonna take the first two or three out the damn napkin holder and I'm gonna wad them up anyway, because people's hands are nasty as fuck. I mean, you ever go to the restroom and you see these motherfuckers, women and men, because I've gone in both bathrooms. Yes, I have. Yes, indeed. Okay. I'm a boy, not a girl, but I identify, hey, nasty, 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 nasty. You come out the bathroom, you didn't even bother to wash your hands, and you going back up there and sit at that damn table and Kiki and Kaka, your ass is nasty. So I know people are nasty. Not everyone is nasty. Not everyone thinks that it's no big deal to wash their hands or whatever. But y'all, these are how different germs and things are spread. And then we want to know why we're sick. We already fucking taking a chance just fucking going out to eat at a restaurant. You're already taking a chance, because what about all the shit that you do not see that is going on behind the scenes? What about the rats and the roaches at the end of the night or whatever in that fucking kitchen? Because trust and believe, every restaurant has some kind of rodent or somewhere, whether they outside lurking or whether they running through. It might be just one in the building or whatever. They trying to run through and grab some food and go. Yeah, yes, they are. They like goddamn Uber Eats and goddamn DoorDash. They dashing for the food and dashing the hell out of there. I'm not stupid and I'm not naive to know for a fact that that's what they're doing. But what would you do? What would you guys do? Y'all tell me in the comments. What would y'all have done in that predicament? I didn't want to he's a really hard worker, and I really didn't want to get him written up or see him in any trouble, but I'm really thinking about writing to the corporate offices and letting them know extensively just how I felt without naming the person. Because if he was told to do something, then I guess that he needs to do it, because in order to save his fucking job. But I think it's filthy, fucking nasty and dirty. Then he said, "You think that's bad?" He says, we have to recycle the butter and stuff that people touch in the jelly. We have to recycle that too. When I don't use butter, I always want, if there's a restaurant and it's a down home kind of southern style restaurant and they scoop up their butter or whatever and put it in a little souffle cup or something, then I smash that down. I put a napkin on it. I turn it upside down and make sure they're not able to reuse that. Okay. If I have one or two butters and I use only one of them out the little packet, then I open the other butter. Because if I've sneezed, because I know I have gone in places and I wasn't feeling good, or I was just, matter of fact, a couple of times I had just got my ass out of the hospital. And the first place I went was somewhere to sit down and eat me a goddamn meal, because I knew for a fact When I went in for that evening, had picked up my prescriptions, took my prescriptions because I needed to eat or whatever, go home, finally, after being in the hospital for 5 days or however long I was in there, when they loosened me and let my ass out, I went to a restaurant and I was germy as a motherfucker. I know I was, because I felt like I was germy. I couldn't wait to get home and take a shower. As weak as I was, I couldn't wait to get home and lean myself up against the shower and hold on for dear life, because I felt germy. Had been in that damn hospital for all that time. I felt germy. I felt nasty. I felt dirty. Even though I had showered each day, it still was not the same shower with trying to shower with IV in your arm, IV in your hand, IV pole hanging and swinging over here. Just a hot ass mess. So that's all I'm saying. What would you do on the napkin scenario? And that goes for the napkins, the butter, ketchup, things of that nature. You see all of that, and I see people opening this shit with their mouths, baby. You don't know where the hell, whose hands that just come out of, or whose table that came out. I like ketchup. I don't really care for it a lot, but I will eat ketchup on fries every now and again. I like to put a little ketchup and dip my fry, and I'm just a little dab of do you. But if I gotta open those packs, and if I get something to go, I don't know, like a Taco Bell or something like that, you should see me. I have a pair of scissors. I open them bitches with a pair of scissors. You heard me? And then I'll squeeze that shit onto the taco salad or whatever the hell I'm trying to eat. And then I'm gonna feel nauseous, because every time I try to eat Taco Bell, it makes me sick. And it's just the thought of, okay, I'm gonna go here and eat some damn nachos at Taco Bell, and let me drink a soda, and then I'm gonna not feel so good, so I'll lie down for the rest of the evening. And I do that like every 3 or 4 months. But it's quite funny. But a lot of people say the same thing. They'll do it, but they know it's gonna probably make them sick. But it's just the flavor, and you kind of enjoy it while you're eating, and then about an hour or two later, you don't feel so good. That's me. But anyway, what would y'all do to those instances, and being told by a person that worked in the establishment, that was your waiter or waitress, that, oh yeah, we have to recycle, and they reach over and grab those dirty ass napkins? Not that they were dirty, they weren't soiled per se, but just the idea that these people had gone through, passed those napkins around on that table, whatever. The lady had her purse. I know for a fact, because they were sitting right next to me. The lady had her purse on the floor, then decided to pick her purse up, set the purse on the table, and I know the purse was sitting on top of those napkins. Now, that's not to say because I wasn't staring at them, but at one time, I know the purse was sitting on top of the napkins, because her husband asked me, honey, could you do me a favor and reach me a napkin? And she said, oh, well, just move my purse. And then her reply again was, oh, wait, let me just sit it down on the floor again. Because there wasn't that much room on their table, because it was like 5 of them or whatever. And they ordered, and some restaurants, they bring you out everything in a single little dish. Every single thing came in its own little dish, which fills up a table, yeah. The other thing, y'all, moving right along swiftly and professionally, y'all are listening to Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG, that's me. And this is a segment on what would you do? Just like the show with John Kionis, this is the show that I'm doing live tonight with PG, with Unapologetic Tea Time. Moving right along, what would you do if you went into a place of business? Let's just say, we'll just say an insurance company. You went into the insurance company and you needed to ask a few questions about a policy that you had just renewed, and you wanted to make a change to it. Now I'm talking, this large company does home, auto, boats, investments, and other things. Anyway, I'm not so much going to put them on blast, but because it really wasn't the insurance company per se, but it happened on their premises. Now, I'm a large person. Okay, I don't have a lot of slab hanging all off me or anything of that nature. But some people will look at me, and I guess it's just based on, outer appearance or whatever. And because you've been thin as a dime all your life or whatever, and you feel some kind of way because of fatties or whatever, you got a fat problem or a fat phobia or a fat stigma or whatever, then okay, I don't understand it, but do you? But anyway, backing up to that, I walk into this place and they greet me. Oh, hey, Pat, how are you today? I'm like, oh, I'm great. Is Wally in? And they said, oh yeah, he's with the client right now, but I will tell him he's expecting you, and I will tell him you're here. And I said, well, I'm a little early. I'm about 15 or 20 minutes early. And I said, that's fine. If he's going to run late or whatever, I don't have anything else to do. I said, I'm fine. I'm just, oh, well, would you like some water, whatever? So this lady, immediately from the time I walked in the door, she, and I guess this was her husband, maybe her boyfriend, I'm not sure. But from the time I walked into these folks' office, this woman stared me down and kept talking about me as though I wasn't even there. What would you do in a case of that? I mean, she was going, I wonder if she's going to be able to fit in that chair. I didn't have to squeeze in the chair, you know? Yes, I fit in the chair. It was not that snug, and my hips fit fine in the chair. I wasn't uncomfortable, like some chairs for some large people, it's a pain or it's a chore. And sometimes I would just choose to stand up if I know that chair is probably too fucking narrow for me or whatever, and it's not very often. And I am large, and I will admit, I'll be the first one to admit, I'm considered a fatty, or I'm considered by some people morbidly obese or whatever, because that's the new name and that's those new terms or whatever, are socially unacceptable or whatever. But this woman talked about me as though I was not there the whole time. I'm looking like, is this bitch crazy? Because knowing me, to know me is to know that sooner or later I'm gonna bust a cap in her ass. I'm about to jerk her chain. I'm about to read her from Simba to Sakama. And I'm about to sing from Amazing Grace to Sweet Eternity in her fucking ear. But then I decided, no, don't say anything. Just ignore them, because let them be stupid and let them look like the stupid dotards that they are, you know? So I decided, okay, I'm just going to play this game just like I'm invisible and I don't hear them. So then she made this remark about, oh, I wonder if Wally, if they have an appointment. Then had the nerve to ask me, did I have an appointment, because they had an appointment, and she was sure that her appointment was before mine. And I'm like, excuse me? I said, of course I have an appointment, and I really don't care what time your appointment is, but whatever time my appointment is for, I'm going to be seen at that time. So I would advise you, please, if you have anything else, address the secretary or the person that's at this front desk. Do not speak to me. Do not talk to me. Do not comment to me. Don't say another damn thing to me, because you've been talking about me since I fucking came in here, and you have the unmitigated gall to ask me if I had a fucking appointment. Are you serious, lady? So then the husband or the boyfriend or whatever was like, oh, yeah. And he was like, I'm like, ran my ass. I'm like, y'all got the right one today. Now I decided I was going to ignore you motherfuckers. I said, but since this bitch going to ask me, did I have an appointment? And no, I'm not going to ignore you. So by this time, Wally asked to come out the office, the broker and the person who owns the agency, and was like, oh, well, what's wrong? Is everything okay? I said, certainly everything is just honky-dory. I said, but unfortunately, I had to put somebody in their place who seems to think that I don't have ears and that I can't hear, that has been talking about me, degrading, berating me since I've come into your establishment, since I walked in here. I said, now, you may not think that anything is wrong with it. I don't know. I said, but I would think and I would shudder to think that I know you better than that because I've known you now for 15 years since I've been here. So he was beat red in the face. His pressure, you could like literally see it rising up from his neck all the way up to his forehead. And he was like, ma'am, sir, is it anything I can do for you? And come to find out, they didn't even have an appointment at all. Their insurance had gotten canceled, and they were in there trying to figure out how they were gonna pay it or trying to get it reinstated. And because he told the lady at the desk to pull them up, and she said, "Oh well, it was canceled about 7 or 8 days ago." Oh yeah, we know. We were trying to come in and figure out could we pay something on, and I said, "Well, damn." And I did. What would you have done though when you heard this person just literally talking about you as though you weren't there, saying these ugly things, and then had the nerve to ask you, did you have an appointment? Because they were sure that their appointment was before mine, and then come to find out they didn't have an appointment at all. What would you have done? What would you have done? Would you have handled it the way I handled it, or would you have just remained quiet and not said anything? And I was trying to ignore her because that's what I set out to do. But then when you haul off and you ask me a question about an appointment that you seem so worried about that I would have surely before you, I mean, then I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm about to tear you a new ass. Okay, y'all, what would y'all do? Y'all tell me about that one. The next thing that I have, y'all, is what do you do when you go into an establishment in a restaurant setting, and it's a little small restaurant, a little mom and pop kind of restaurant, and people, when you go through the door, and I guess you're not necessarily a regular there, or they don't think that you're a regular there, and perhaps you just come at different times than they do, and they're the early birds, and you always seem to come 11 or 12, maybe 1, and they close at 3 o'clock. So it's like they're already gone home, probably taking a nap when I'm just really getting up and getting going. And they stare you down, it's like you're in the wrong place, or you shouldn't be there at all. Does that make you uncomfortable? Do you continue to go to that restaurant, or do you maybe find somewhere else to go? Do you let that sway you either way? I mean, it hasn't swayed me either way yet. And it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. It just makes me take a little bit more notice. And sometimes the stares are so blatant until I have to like get their eyes off me. I'm like, hey, how you doing today? Oh, I'm good. How about you? You doing okay? Oh, good. Then all of a sudden, then they don't stare anymore. Then they all down looking at their food, or they don't ordered already, but then they grab the menu and they're trying to cover their face, but they're trying to look at the menu and they don't know what else to say or whatever. But it's like, well, damn, I'm almost thinking like you know me, but you kind of recognize me, but you're afraid to say something, or you're trying to place me from somewhere, da da da. I even had a man. He asked me. He was like, um, um do I know you? I said, I don't think so. I said, but the way you were staring, I would have thought you knew me. You might. I mean, I'm not sure. That's why I was saying, hey, how you doing? In case it would ring a bell when you heard my voice or something. So he was like, no, I don't know you. I said, oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna need you to not be staring at me like you know me, or you're about to tell me something. If it's something you're trying to tell me or want to tell me, then I'm right here. Let me know. Well, and people say, girl, you crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I am not. I'm not crazy. Mm-mm, mm-mm. But I feel, you in my face every time I go up to my mouth with a fork of food or this egg sandwich that I'm eating. You looking in my face. He's like, excuse me? What the hell? I mean, I'm like, what the hell? Something on my mouth. I'm like wiping my mouth or whatever, Mm-mm, mm-mm. What would you do? How would would that deter you from going back to that establishment? Even though the prices are good, the food quality is mediocre. They have a really good breakfast and it's really, really cheap and it's really good. But the rest of the shit, like, you know, they talking about they home cooked child. Look, I don't know what that is. I don't dare get it. I made a mistake one time and I got that. I got this a meatloaf. It was homemade meatloaf, girl. It was no, hell no. It was not homemade. I don't know what the hell. It was like Gravy Train tasted better. Out the can, the Gravy Train dog food, that shit tasted a lot better. Because I know every time I've always had animals. And I would, when I fed my dogs and my cats, and I gave them something new or a new flavor, I would dip down and taste it because I want to see what they taste. You know, not to necessarily think that their taste buds and my taste buds are the same, but I'm telling you, I know how Gravy Train tastes because I used to the Gravy Train with the carrots, the beef stew Gravy Train. It used to taste really, really good. It almost tastes like Dinty Moore beef stew. I'm not lying. I swear, I think that Gravy Train gets all of the dented cans from Dinty Moore beef stew and pours in that food. I swear. But would you let that deter y'all from going back to this establishment? Because it hadn't deterred me yet, and I guess they figured, well, hell, we're gonna keep staring until we stare on out of here. No, you're not. My money is green. Last time I checked, it was green. Last time I swiped this damn card, it wasn't the EBT card. It was my damn credit card or this damn debit card from the credit union, okay, that I've been having umpteen years. So what? I'm trying to figure it out. Help me figure it out, y'all. The next thing is, is it just me, y'all, or am I being what they would call bougie? But have you ever gone to a place and you walk in and you have to use the restroom and you ask, where's the restroom? And they direct you to the back or to the side or to wherever. And you get to the restroom and you go in the restroom and it looks like all hell broke loose in the restroom. And you're like, oh hell, you know, you don't even want to use the restroom. So it takes you a minute to kind of like tidy up the area that you're trying to use the restroom, that little stall or whatever, just to be able to use the restroom. Then when you come up out of there, for instance, Kohl's, you go to customer service, or you flag down a clerk or whatever, an associate, and you say, excuse me, but your restroom is really needs some attention. And they look at you as though to say, well, then why you didn't clean it up or whatever, Is it just me that's being too bougie, or is it just me that's being nitpicky, or would you say something as well? Because what about a person that's disabled? What about, a real elderly person, could slip, trip, and fall on the tissue that's all over the floor? What about a person that's really pushed, that doesn't have the use of both of their hands or whatever, and needs to tidy up or whatever? They could literally have an accident trying to perhaps clean the seat or whatever, or trying, and there's no more of the seat protectors left, and they're trying to like wipe it off. I mean, is it me? What would you do? Is it me just being too bougie, or is it me just being too nitpicky? Have y'all encountered that? And what did you do? Let me know down in the comments, y'all. Let me know. Y'all, if you haven't yet, and if you are just tuning in to me, this is PG with Unapologetic Tea Time. I am your host, PG. That's me. Don't forget to like this vlog. Definitely, you want to smack that thumbs up button for me. And please do me a big favor. I am definitely trying to grow my channel, and I would appreciate it if you would share this vlog or podcast at least once once or twice with family, a friend, a coworker, a neighbor, or someone in your family. It doesn't cost you one red cent. Please do me that big favor. I really appreciate that. You are listening to Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That's me. Okay, y'all, moving right along. How about you're at an establishment, at a restaurant, and something is wrong with the food. It wasn't quite to your expectations when they brought it out, and you immediately noticed that they perhaps left off something off the plate that was supposed to come with the meal or whatever. And then let's just say the asparagus were cold or very soggy, and you wanted them to redo it or what have you, and you wait for the waitress to come around or the waiter to come around again, and you let them know, and they say, oh, well, I'm sorry, let me take that back for you and we'll get it straightened out. And so they take your food back to the back, and they come back out with a different plate, but yet the asparagus are still very soggy, and the potato that was missing on the plate is now there, but the potato is ice cold and the butter won't even melt. What would you do? Would you be hesitant to send it back that second time, in fear of the kitchen retaliating or that waiter or waitress retaliating against you and doing something to your food? Or would you just bite the bullet and send it back and say, hey, could you do me a favor and just perhaps just omit the potato and the asparagus and let me get two other sides instead? If you have something hot, such as maybe the rice pilaf or whatever, would you do that? Or would you just bite the bullet and go ahead on and suck it up and eat it? I don't know, but I don't like sending food back too many times or what have you. I would just rather like rake it off my plate and keep the items that I do have that are okay on the plate, and ask for that they bring out a saucer or something that I can put it on, because that way it's going to ensure me that at least they don't do anything with the items that I already have versus something else that they're going to bring out, because it's just too much going on, and people are doing the absolute most these days, where these things did happen a long time ago. Yes, they did, but the occurrence, the frequency that they occurred were so minuscule, I think, because we had a different mindset, and there was people who actually had a better work ethic. Not to say that all to this day don't have a good work ethic. That's not what I'm saying. But I think people in general had a better work ethic. Um, and certainly we can see that as we get older. When we were younger, when I was younger, hell, I didn't give a shit either. But then I quickly learned that that was not the attitude to take, because I had a long way to go and a short way to get there, short road to get there. So I needed to straighten up basically and fly right in order to get to the level in which I was trying to get to. And I'm certainly glad that I did, because I did achieve such level and made it. But I say that to say this, some young folks, they just don't have it. They don't get it, and they don't want to get it. And then they're raised a certain way these days. They're not raised with these particular core values, not necessarily. They're not raised with the particular work ethic that I had growing up as a child and that was instilled in me, to this day. And now I'm 55 years of age. But do you send that food back the third time? Or like I said, or do you just kind of give up and bite the bullet and just go head on and keep it and eat it, and maybe have them take it off your bill, a little bit of the two side items or what have you? That's just me. What would you do? I would just rather send it back, but yet rake it off to a different plate or whatever, and at least keep the items that I have that I was okay with. That's what I have done. Matter of fact, it was in the month of August when I was home visiting, and I had gone to a restaurant in Louisiana, and they were swamped. I mean, they were off. It took us like an hour and almost 2 hours to get. It was like an hour and 45-minute wait. And then once we got inside, we were in the lobby part. That's how long it took. Once we got inside, it was another 20 minutes. The waiter came over and he says, I'm sorry. He says, I have been quadruple set. And he says, it's going to be about 15 minutes before I get back over. Let me go ahead on and bring some drinks and some bread over to the table. He did that. But it was about 15, 20 minutes later that he returned to finally see if we wanted appetizers or, and began taking the order. And then when the order was placed, it was placed correctly, but it was the kitchen that had, they were just, I guess, swamped and had began to fall apart because there were people still outside, standing room only, waiting to get in. Very popular establishment, very, very good food. And I was surprised, but everybody, every restaurant, every place does have a bad day every now and again or whatever, or they get really swamped and they can't catch up. They get snowed under. But yeah, I had to send back the asparagus and the baked potato. And that second time I just decided to, can you just give me a plate and I can rake this off onto it. You can take it back and just bring me 2 other items. I selected and they were piping hot like normal, like it would be that you would know them for. And I was satisfied, but I was just a little leery of just keep sending stuff back. Because I just didn't want anything haphazardly to happen. Because when you look at it through my eyes, it's like you're ingesting this. This is something we're ingesting. So, and because I can't see back there literally what's going on, it's not being cooked out in the open or whatever, and I can't like watch every little detail or everything. I don't know. I have no way of knowing and no way of telling until I'm sick. And then I'm like, what the hell? Why am I throwing up at 3:00 a.m. in the morning, the next morning, or got extreme diarrhea or both diarrhea and regurgitating? No. So I decided to do that. And since I've been doing a few things like that, I noticed that I don't have much. I'm not a complainer when I'm out like that or nitpicky or try to run the waiter or the waitresses around. I try to get all the little stuff that I need beforehand or whatever. And I'll be done with it. I won't even ask sometimes. And I was like, well, you should have asked, you should have said something. I'm like, oh, it was good. I just boom. Because these things happen. You see it on the news, you see it in social media, you see it on people's Instagrams, on their video feeds, on YouTube, different things. No, that's okay. Even pizza delivery people doing the most. The food delivery people like Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever, they doing the most of people's foods and different things. And I'm trying, it's too much. It's too much going on. There's so many diseases and so many germs and different things. And that's all I need. I don't need you to spit in my food. I don't need you to, hawk up something, or you went to the bathroom and you didn't even wash your hands or whatever. And, heaven forbid, but hopefully that is not happening as frequent as people think it is, but it's happening. Trust me, it is. You just have nasty people. And unfortunately, you have nasty people that are in all walks of life and work in all capacities, in all different occupations. It's unfortunate. It is seriously unfortunate. The last time I was in the hospital back in March, I had a nurse, a registered nurse, an RN, not a tech, a nurse, RN, come into my room, did not wash her hands, immediately talking about she was coming to give me a shot. I said, first off, hello, how are you? Oh, I'm good. I'm here. I'm going to give you the. I said, no, first off, I'm going to need you to hit that sanitizer over there on that wall. Or put you on some gloves or whatever it is you're going to do before you touch me. Because this not going to, what? You just come from somebody else's room. I just heard you closing doors. You was across the hall. Then you was next door to me. And then the next room over from that was my room. Hell no. What would you have done to that? you know, you got a doctor or a nurse and they come in to do a procedure and administer a shot to you or whatever, something in your IV or whatever for pain or whatever, and then they don't even bother to wash their hands or to even hit the little tube that, and you just have to put your hand under, you don't even have to touch it, and at least get the little foam hand sanitizer. I mean, because you're going from patient to patient, you're going from door to door, you're opening door. Oh, come on. I mean, just crazy. She was like, well, I just need to take your temperature and stuff right now, and I just need to take your blood pressure. I said, before you touch me, I'm going to need you to wash your hands, or I'm going to need you to stand over there and put your gloves on, because please don't touch me without doing one or the other or both. Fine. She got really testy with me. And then she grabbed me and she was like really being an ass about it. I said, well, okay, since you're going to be nasty about it, now I'm going to need you to leave and get someone else, call someone else in. Matter of fact, I got on my phone and I called down to the front desk and I said, I'm going to need to see the DON, which is Director of Nursing. I'm going to need to see the DON. I'm going to need to see him stat. I made me a nice little complaint and I said, I don't want her back in my room if she's going to have that kind of attitude and she's going to grab my arm and try to like tear the son of a bitch off my shoulder from my arm, literally out of the goddamn socket, because she was so upset with me telling her that she needed to use a pair of fucking gloves or that damn hand sanitizer touching me. No, she cannot come back in here. I'm sorry. Take her off and give me somebody else. Or move me to another floor. It doesn't matter how you do it or whatever, but send somebody else in here. And if they come in here with some bullshit, that will tell them the same damn thing. So they were in agreement and they were trying to figure out why. So she was like, well, she never gave me a chance. Of course, it's going to be the black woman, black boy's word, the black girl word, or whatever, the fattest word against the white girl, whatever, however you want to look at it or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But I didn't give a good goddamn. What would y'all have done in that instance? This happened a little later, but this happened back in March. What would you have done? Would you have just let them touch you? And because the worst place to catch some shit is up in the goddamn hospital. Yes, indeed. You will leave. You will go in that motherfucker, leave out with that motherfucker with more than what you came in there with. Yeah, you will. You want to catch some fucking germs? Huh. Like I'm lying. You would leave out that son bitch with more than what you came in there with. Yes, at a hospital. It's just too many people, too much, too many germs, too many everything floating around, going around. Why you think it's always cold in the hospital? They're trying to keep the germs down. Why do you think they always ask people to bathe to try to keep germs and shit down? And you're gonna come talk to, oh no, you making rounds and I done heard you going from place to place, door to door. Oh no. 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 Also, y'all, what about buffets? When you go, or do you go to buffets? I rarely go to buffets anymore. When I stopped going to buffets once a week, like I would go to the Golden Corral once a week or whatever. Sometimes twice a week, I would go, and I would be like grazing on the buffet. It was just that it had a variety of little things, and I could get a salad, and I'd get me some soup. And by the time I get me some salad and soup and a couple of vegetables, and I was full. Then I would sit there and talk to the waiter or waitresses and stuff and just chill out. Well, when I stopped eating, let me tell you, at the Golden Corral, and I'm not saying bad things about the Golden Corral, because that particular one was pretty clean when those managers were there. It was pretty clean. However, cleanliness of the restaurant didn't have a damn thing to do with the German motherfucking customers that would come in that bitch. Where the children would sneeze literally all on top of the food. I'm watching this man one day. I was sitting in there. I was through eating. And I was eating a little, how they have the little ice cream bar and the strawberries, the little chocolate strawberries. Well, I had fixed me a couple of little, 2 or 3 little strawberries, and I had me a little bit of their ice cream. And I'll never forget, I watched this man digging his ass, took his hand, and I don't know if he had hemorrhoids, whatever, but whatever he had in his ass was itching. He took his damn hand, baby, and he scratched his ass a lovely while standing up there at the goddamn salad bar. Then the bitch went to the same hand he scratched his ass. He dug off in his ass. Yeah, he did, y'all. He dug off in his ass for a lovely while, at least a minute and a half. He dug in his ass, stood there. Then he took that same hand, which was his right hand, I believe, and then proceeded. Oh, but before he did this, then he smelled his damn hand. Then he proceeded, I guess, if it didn't smell too bad, then he would go ahead on and proceed to handle the utensils on the little buckets of the salad fixings like the olives and the onions, tomatoes, pickles, whatever. I said, well, damn. I'm so glad I'm finished. And not only did I see it, but the general manager was standing up talking to me, and I hit him on his arm, and I said, "Did you see that?" He says, I did, Miss Pat," and I'm in shock. He was just that. He said, I'm in a state of shock. His mouth was literally open. He said, I can't close my mouth. I said, hell, how you think I feel? I said, I'm glad I'm finished eating. I said, damn. So then I decided, I hadn't made up my mind to stop going. So then I decided, okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to I would ask them for a glove, one of those little plastic see-through throwaway gloves. I used to ask them for a glove. I'm not lying. And I would put that glove on my right hand, and I would go from utensil to utensil, whatever I wanted to eat, because I would only get one plate, maybe two at the most would be the salad, and then a little few little things for the meal, like the veggies or whatever. And then I would get a bowl of soup, the potato soup, the broccoli and cheddar cheese soup. And that was it. And every now and again, I would get dessert, but they didn't have really much that I liked in their desserts. But except I would eat the strawberries or the cantaloupes, and every now and again, I'm not a chocolate person. I would dip the strawberry half in the chocolate a little bit and get a couple of spoons of ice cream, and that was it. But I would take that damn glove. So when they stopped, they said, "Well, Pat, we can't give you the glove no more because they don't want us to give it out our gloves like that." I said, "Okay." So I would take a napkin. So then after a while, I said, "Screw this. You know what? I'm not going." Last time it had been like a year and a half since I've been in the Golden Corral, and that was like 2 weeks ago. I made it to the Golden Corral one Saturday for breakfast, or was it one Sunday? Two or three, about 2 good weeks ago. Made it over there for one Sunday for breakfast, and I went at 7:30. I think I got there about 7:30, 7:45. They opened at 7:30. That way, fewer people, very few people, and I can run in and get everything I need, sit down, enjoy my food, my omelet made to order, and not have to worry about a whole bunch of people, of church folks, them do-gooders, coming out of church sneezing, not leaving the waiter or the waitress anything on the table for a tip, the children running all around, eating off the damn food off the bar and putting the goddamn shit back on the bar. Yeah, I didn't have, yeah. But I still use the napkin for precautionary measures. What would y'all do? What do y'all do in situations like that when you go to a buffet? Are you just concentrating on how much food you gonna eat? Or are you trying to get your money's worth? Because I never get my money's worth on a buffet ever. If you want to put dollars to, I just don't. But some people, I've literally seen some people, they'll have like a stack of plates on top of their table, and it's like wasteful because they'll eat a couple of bites of chicken, a piece of, a breast, and they'll eat like 2 or 3 bites off the breast. Then they'll go back and they'll get another thigh and a wing, and then they'll eat 2 bites off of that. Then they're gonna go back and get some ribs. Then they're gonna go back and get a steak, and they're gonna cut that, and then they're gonna eat 2 bites off. It's just so wasteful. You still haven't gotten your money's worth or whatever, and then all it does is drives the price up. I remember Golden Corral. You could eat at Golden Corral for under $12. Now I think it's $21 or something, like if you eat at night per person. And to me, they are right and everything, but I'm sorry. If I'm gonna spend $21 for myself to eat, I'm gonna go somewhere else where the waiter or wait staff is coming to my table, take my order, go put the ticket in the kitchen or whatever, come back and bring it to the table. You know what I'm saying? Because I can spend $5 more or whatever and get table side service, add to it or whatever, and a tip. But what do y'all do in cases like that as well? What would you do? What would you have done had you seen and you weren't completed your meal yet, and you seen that man digging in his ass, scratching for days, sniff his hand, and then proceed to continue to use that same hand and grab those grab grab those utensils and dip him up some olives and some lettuce and some shit. I mean, I would have already thrown in a napkin. I'd have threw down my napkin. I would have, God damn it, that's it. I can't eat another fucking further in here. Mm-mm. I'd have had to ask for a refund. And they could have seen the food that I barely ate or whatever. I'd have had to ask for a refund. I would have been through because I wouldn't have been, if, even though, I might have was going to go to the salad bar maybe for that, my salad, because I like to eat my salad as the last thing I eat. Or I'll eat the salad and then the dessert, or I'll eat the dessert and then I'll do the salad. Because truly, in America, they want to serve you the salad first. But in Europe, you get the salad last. And the salad is to clean your teeth. And that's the way it should be eaten. It should be the last course, not the first course. But anyway, what would you have done? Or what would you do? Let me know, y'all. It's been good. It's been real, y'all. What would you do? I've told you what I did and I've shared with you. So y'all come on and share with me. This is just a little impromptu with PG, Unapologetic Tea Time. I am your host. You're listening to PG, that's me. Well, y'all, it's almost nearing 1 a.m. I love 1 a.m.s for some reason. I be coming on late as a mother. But yeah, sometimes I get bored, and even though right now no one's listening to me, I'm just talking randomly. But hopefully you guys will tune in on tomorrow or a little bit later on Monday or whenever. And if you do, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing my video. And thank you for liking my video. Please comment in the comment section below some of the things that I've asked. What would you do? And let me know. Let me know. I can't be the only one with some of those thoughts. I just cannot be the only one. But the napkin thing blew me out the water, y'all. When that man plopped those 4 or 5 napkins on my damn table, honey, from that other table, and I'm looking dead at him. I'm like, I was about to have a meltdown. I was, what the fuck? Before I knew it, I told him, and he kind of jumped. He was like, oh. I said, what the fuck are you doing? And I didn't say it loud, but just so he could. I said, what the fuck are you doing? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, hell. What the hell? And he was like, what? I'm sorry, what? And like, he didn't know. It didn't seem to faze him. And that, you got some people that seem to be clean on the surface, but they really nasty, whatever. I don't know. But, anyway, that's a whole topic for another discussion. That's a whole topic for another discussion at a later date, y'all. But y'all know what? Fall is in the air. It is coming soon. I hope we have a really, really frigid winter so it can kill off some of these goddamn bugs. Y'all, there's these flying damn roaches that keep coming in if I open my damn door or something. They'll fly in from these trees and all this damn shrubbery. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to get some Roundup, y'all. We done rounded up everything. They're gonna look and we done round up this shit. It's gonna be just concrete, y'all. Just concrete. Cause I can't do these damn roaches flying all down on the damn ceiling and shit. The other night I was up 2+ hours trying to kill this goddamn big old red ass tree roach flying, talking about, oh, that's a water bug. Water bug my ass. What kind of water? Ain't no damn water up in here. I ain't got no fucking leaks up in here. What did you talk about? A water goddamn bug. I'm from Louisiana. I know what a water bug look like, and them motherfuckers is not like that. Now, maybe there's different water bugs in Georgia, and I'm just not used to them yet. I don't know. But these goddamn tree roaches, I know what a fucking tree roach looks like, and they will fly in your house like a damn bird. And it took me 2+ hours to catch that son of a bitch. But when I got him, I got his ass good. Yeah, I sure did. I had to get a 6-foot ladder, climb up on that goddamn ladder. That son of a bitch was over my damn cabinets in the kitchen. I said, oh, bitch, I'm about to get you. Either I'm going to knock these fucking cabinets all the way down off this wall. So, Joy ass coming down from there tonight. Yes, he was down. He was down for the count. And I had to climb up on the ladder and smash his ass. And then I had to scrub the wall. Then I had to put the ladder up. Oh yeah. Then I had to put them in the garbage can. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I had to wash my hands a couple times because they didn't feel clean. It was a lot. It was a lot. And then I couldn't concentrate at that point because I was nerved up. My adrenaline was flowing and my nerves was real bad because I'm like, now how many more of these some bitches are coming here? And I'm looking all around. I'm going from room. I'm looking. I'm like, God damn. Okay. So what would y'all have done, y'all? What would y'all have done? Would you just like let it fly around till it kill itself? Or because I can't stand there flying around and it's not supposed to be in the house. That's not gonna work. You can't set up house in here with me like that. No, that's not gonna work. I don't do bugs very well. I'm not definitely afraid of them or anything, but I don't do bugs very well at all. I just don't, y'all. What would y'all have done? Tell me about that. What would you have done? What would you have done? Because I'm gonna tell you, in the last 2 weeks, I'm gonna tell you, tomorrow I'm going to get back up on this damn ladder in the kitchen, and I'm gonna take my fixture cover completely down, which is a fluorescent fixture cover, and I got to take this down and sweep it out or whatever, because I got some damn roaches that flew their ass up into the fixture and they couldn't figure out how to get back out. I'm counting y'all, I got 4 of them. And you can't see it until you turn the damn light on. But no, I can't keep looking up at the ceiling with that. Yes, sir. And also, I don't know if I'm gonna have time tomorrow, but when I leave this house, I'm gonna set off a couple of foggers. Yes, I gotta set off a couple of foggers, y'all. Because I can't, fall is coming, and I cannot do these roaches. I can't do spiders. I can't do any of that. And they're not little bitty house roaches. They're not that. I don't have those. Um, I don't know what this is, what these things are, but they got to get the hell out of here. They got to stay the hell outside. I got less than I got less than probably a quarter of a gallon left of the Ortho roach spray with the pyrethrin insecticide in it. I'm about to go all outside and spray the patio doors, everything, all the entrance, everything, the windows, seals, everything got to get sprayed because I can't deal with these roaches. I can't deal with these damn things. This getting on my nerves. What would y'all do? What y'all do for roaches? Tell me. Somebody told me, I know my grandmother, I think she used to mix borax and a little bit of cane sugar. I don't remember, and she been dead and gone for so long, but I think it was borax, 20 mu borax, which probably ain't as strong as the borax used to be. But I done went tonight over this evening to the Walmart and got some 20 mu borax, and I'm about to mix up some shit, some concoction right here with this borax and a little bit of sugar. I bought me a whole little jar of sugar in this little canister purposely for my concoction that I'm about to make up. And they told me to spread that around too, like in the cabinets. I already got Harris Roach tablets. I just put new Harris Roach tablets in the cabinets back in August. So every 6 months, I do Harris Roach tablets and stuff. I sweep out the old ones and I put me some fresh ones. So I got Harris Roach tablets in the laundry area, the what you call it, the linen closet, all the cabinets in the kitchen, underneath the in the bathroom, the vanity, all of that in the closet, under the bed, everywhere I could think to put, under the couch, behind the everywhere, in the corners, wherever I could think to put. Because I don't deal well with insects coming in the house. or being in the house. That's not going to work. What do y'all do? Y'all tell me, what do y'all do and how would you handle this situation? Okay, let me know, y'all. It's been good, y'all. It's been great. Y'all have an awesome Monday and a fantastic week. You do you, and I'm gonna do me. You have been listening to Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That's me. All right. Bye now.